I just found out about this a week ago. I didn't. It was the secret show was a secret from most of us, and here we are. So we were let in on it, but I don't even know who is coming out tonight. How did this happen? I think that we didn't really notice like the internet phenomenon part of it. Like we just kind of before anything happened, we just were gonna break up, and then we submitted our demo to Pop Montreal Festival, and they accepted us, and so we decided to reform for that show. And then we found out that Lexi Valentine from this Toronto band Magneto Lane found out about us on MySpace, and then she talked to the National Post about us, and then their label, and so it came from there. And so the internet part of it was just luck. Like one person who had some clout in the Toronto indie scene found us, and then talked to important people about us.
Apparently, what would you say the capacity of this room is? 250? I think our guest list is like 500 people. We didn't actually stop making it.
We're going to cram them in.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm on your team, but I never know when you're not. You never wear shoes without your socks. You never tell anything to me.
Yeah, we had that momentum from the EP, but we never had time to write the album, really. And so it was a constant battle between taking like 2 weeks off to write, starting some songs, getting them to a half-baked point, and then leaving for tour for 2 months again, and then coming back and being like, what happened to those songs? Where did we leave those? And so we never had a chance to gain momentum writing for Elephant Shell. And so it was constantly this very cerebral awareness where you knew you needed to write an album, but you didn't have the time to write an album, and you didn't know what people were going to think about this album, so you were constantly checking against yourself and other people and sending it to like your manager and your friends, and you just had this responsibility to like lead up to the EP, but you couldn't find the time to do it. Where this time we just said, you know what, forget it. We're just going to say we're done touring now, and starting now we're going to write the record. And so that's what Champ is a product of.
Dave made a good point earlier today where he said there wasn't really a point where we started thinking about it. I mean, obviously we stopped touring, and that was it was evident that the next thing we were going to do was write and record this next record. But we didn't really go into the rehearsal space with the songs with the intention of starting the record now. We kind of just went, and Dave had some songs, and we worked on some songs because that's, seemed like the thing to do since we weren't touring. We couldn't not do anything. And then, and at that point, we sort of thought, there's no rush. I mean, we can start really early, we can take our time, we can just work on songs as we see fit. And then they all sort of, maybe as a result of the fact that there was so little pressure, everything came tumbling out really quickly. And then, before we knew it, we were ready to do the record, and we were ready to go into the studio and everything. So it happened really naturally.
It came out of an exercise that Dave's mom suggested where we go open dictionaries and write down 10 words that just kind of jump out at us, and then try and combine those words together. And none of those combinations yielded anything productive at all. And then at the top of my list was just this word champ, which, I don't know, it feels bold. It feels like a statement, even if it's not necessarily a statement about the music or album or anything. Like, it's not like, champ, like here's our hit record, champ, 1-2 KO, It's just kind of like, it feels like it just sums up something. And we associated that something with our record. And hopefully you can associate whatever you see fit with that word and our music.
We just got the CDs. We just got the manufactured CDs, and we Yeah, tonight, like
An
an hour ago, and we're just, I mean, we knew what they were going to look like, but just to see it in the Spring Crab, we're so thrilled with the artwork and everything, and this is an infomercial now. Call now. We can't do this all day, people. But yeah, so that's, you know, everything's kicking into gear. We're starting the tour. We got the CDs. I mean, the album comes out in a week. Everything's happening. It's really exciting time. Honestly, everything. I mean, just seeing our friends who come on tour with us, you know, that are sort of on the crew, but I hate even using that word because they're just our buddies. We get to spend a month hanging out with them. I mean, just playing the shows. We've done some shows, but it's different when you're on tour. You really get into a good groove, hopefully. Being able to do that. I mean, we're on a bus this time, which is kind of a step up for us, so that's exciting. The one thing I'm going to miss is when, you know, you're driving in the van, you're on the highway, and you see a street sign or a big, you know, a billboard for something you think would be funny, and you just pull off right away.
There's no off-road adventures in a bus unless your bus breaks down, and then you got to start walking. I don't know. I hope that we've graduated beyond the indie upstarts tag that we've been getting for the last 5 years. Constantly, we've just been starting out in this record business, and hopefully this one will affirm that and say, like, no, we're here. And hopefully we're here to stay for a while. Hey, we're Tokyo Police Club, and please check out our fun secret party show at Webster Hall Basement Studio on Baeblemusic.com.